Hi, so my name is Hayley, and was in a lot of debt, and so was my husband due to me. Let's be honest. Um, I'm a spender kind of deal, but a lot of it was from just living and having emergency situations and things like that. So um, that was a huge stressor. We're still young. We have 3 kids. I didn't want to go further in life having all of this debt looming over us. And I looked into, cash out refinance options from our home. I looked into debt consolidation loans. Um, and all of those things, I actually went all the way to the end of applying for those things and almost got loans for them, um, both. But it always turned out that there was one last piece to be finally approved for said loan that I did not have or qualify for. So I had to turn to unconventional options, which to me was a program like Pacific Debt. And I didn't know where to start. I ended up just Googling, how to get out of debt, and Pacific Debt was the first option that came up, clicked on it, and never looked back. It started with our onboarding, or I guess the salesperson that talks to you very first and foremost about your situation and determines if they're going to be the best help for you. So they're not there just trying to sell. They want to actually find out if they're the best option for you, which felt really good. And his name was Matthew, I believe. And the moment I started talking to him, I felt comfortable. It was a good feeling. I knew that this was going to be something that would help us. And so we ended up moving forward in the process and ended up having, I believe, Dawn. And if I'm messing that up, I'm so sorry, because he was amazing. He was like our onboarding specialist and walked us through all of the beginning steps and checked in with me all the time, which I loved. And every time I talked to him, I felt good. So that was awesome to have as well. I kept that feeling of being taken care of and heard. And then after we were passed on from him, which I was very sad about, and actually was kind of not upset, but not handling it too well because I liked him so much. I was really nervous going into that next step of working with the actual debt negotiator and a new account manager. And so I was nervous in that step, and it took a minute for the communication to get rolling again after talking with Dawn so often. But once it did get rolling again, I felt taken care of. Things were getting paid off. Settlements were happening, and honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of work on my end. It's kind of a sit and wait. As long as you're sending in the documentation they need, that's all you have to do. And then they do all the work, and it's nice. And I don't have to deal with the debt collectors and things like that. They even showed me how to make sure I wasn't getting spammed on my phone, being able to block those things so I didn't ever have to stress about that. So just the whole process has been wonderful. I'm actually still kind of, I guess you can say, in shock because it's surreal that I think about it, and we are this close to being, not completely debt free, because I don't have everything in with Pacific Debt, but like 95% of our debt will be gone, thanks to them. And we're that much closer to being a debt free family. So I'm so excited for that. I had, I did have concerns throughout, but that was just me in my own mind freaking myself out. And once I voiced that, Julia was just amazing in being able to explain things to me in a way that I needed to understand fully, and even explaining the same thing again, because I'm a worrywart. And so I called her one day and I said, I know I'm wrong in this thinking, but here's what I'm thinking. Please tell me if I'm right. I know I'm wrong though. And if I'm right, I don't want to be. And she just laughed and explained it all, and everything was better after that. So they're definitely there and take care of you. They care about you. Every single person that I've ever dealt with in this company has been wonderful, and I highly recommend them. So I have my negotiator Irma and Julia have been awesome. Dawn, like I said, Matthew, and if I'm messing those names up, I'm so sorry. But yes, highly recommend everyone there. And if you haven't pulled the trigger on this, you should, because I feel like any other option was not the right choice. And it can be scary, and you feel like you're kind of making the wrong decision because you have to go a couple steps backwards in order to jump forward, as far as your credit is concerned, but it's 100% worth it, and they're there to make sure you're getting to those 10 steps ahead, and they're there to help you every step of the way. So if you haven't pulled the trigger, you definitely should. Thank you so much, Pacific Net.